Y'all, so I'm gonna be covering these stories, man. This is the Navy version of their tactic actions that captured Maduro. And the jet fire jets that they sent out to get him, and you know, this is mostly like a dark infrared night approach. You know, this how they got up on Maduro though. Check this out. But before we go into that, it don't look like Maduro or his wife had a chance. Don't even look like they had a chance. Smooth operation. They moved in and got them within 1 hour. They touched down on there, won something, and they was in custody, in U.S. custody, less than 1 hour.
Before sunrise on January 3rd, 2026, Nicolas Maduro was no longer in Venezuela. Within hours, he would be aboard a U.S. amphibious assault ship, the USS Iwo Jima, surrounded by military personnel, far from Caracas, and heading out of the region. But to understand how he ended up there, we have to go back to the beginning of that night, to an operation known as Operation Absolute Resolve, an operation that brought together some of the most advanced aircraft in the U.S. arsenal, platforms like F-22 Raptors, B-1 bombers, and even stealth reconnaissance assets, such as the RQ-170 Sentinel, operating quietly in the background. Because this operation didn't start on the ground, it didn't begin at the gates of a compound, it started in the sky. In the early hours of January 3rd, 2026, a high-stakes military operation unfolded over Caracas, stunning residents and observers around the world. According to U.S. officials, the mission to capture Nicolas Maduro had been months in the planning. Every detail was rehearsed, coordinated, and timed down to the minute. The final order to proceed was given at 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time. From that moment on, there was no turning back. Over the next 5 hours, one of the most complex air operations in recent history would unfold across the Western Hemisphere. At around 2 a.m. local time in Caracas, loud explosions echoed across parts of the city. Almost simultaneously, aircraft began appearing in Venezuelan airspace in coordinated patterns, moving with precision and purpose. This was not a single
That night
strike.
vision is cold.
It was not an isolated action. It was a fully integrated, multi-domain operation designed to overwhelm defenses, maintain surprise, and create a secure corridor for the force moving in below. So what exactly was flying overhead that night? According to General Kane, more than 150 aircraft were involved in Operation Absolute Resolve. Aircraft launched from over 20 different bases, both on land and at sea, spread across the Western Hemisphere. Fighters, bombers, surveillance platforms, electronic warfare aircraft, drones, and helicopters were all airborne at the same time. As he described it, thousands upon thousands of flight hours were in the air that night. Among the aircraft involved were F-22 Raptors, providing air dominance and protection at the highest level. F-35s, operating deep inside contested airspace, detecting threats and clearing pathways. F-18S, delivering strike and escort capabilities. A-18 Growlers, conducting electronic warfare to disrupt sensors and communications. E-2 Hawkeyes, acting as airborne command and control nodes, coordinating movements in real time. And B-1 bombers, providing long-range strike and deterrence capability. Alongside them were numerous remotely piloted aircraft, quietly watching everything from above. This wasn't about firepower
all that
alone.
to go get him and his wife?
Integration, air, cyber, space, intelligence, and ground forces all working together as a single system. As Kane put it, this was an operation that only the United States could carry out. Helicopters carrying the extraction force, including U.S. military personnel and law enforcement officers, lifted off and began their long flight toward Venezuela. They flew low over the water at approximately 100 feet, minimizing detection as they approached the coast. At the same time, effects from U.S. Space Command, Cyber Command, and other interagency elements were layered in to create a protected pathway overhead. The helicopters were not flying alone. They were shielded by aircraft from the U.S. Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air National Guard, forming a moving protective bubble as the force pushed inland. As the helicopters approached Venezuelan shores, the Joint Air Component began systematically disabling air defense systems, ensuring safe passage for the aircraft below. The goal was simple and absolute: protect the helicopters, protect the ground force, get them to the target, and get them home. As the force crossed the last area of high terrain outside Caracas, commanders assessed that total tactical surprise had been maintained. The helicopters continued their low-level approach, and at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Time, 2:01 a.m. in Caracas, they reached the target. The apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline. The area was isolated to ensure the safety of the ground force while the operation unfolded. As the helicopters arrived, they came under fire and responded in self-defense with overwhelming force. One aircraft was hit but remained flyable, and all aircraft ultimately returned safely. Throughout the operation, air and ground intelligence teams provided real-time updates, allowing forces on the ground to navigate a complex environment without unnecessary risk. Overhead, tactical aviation never left. Within the compound, Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, attempted to reach a reinforced safe room. According to U.S. officials, they were intercepted before they could reach it. They surrendered and were taken into custody. The mission objective had been achieved, but the operation wasn't over yet. Once the detainees were secured, the focus immediately shifted to extraction. Helicopters were called back in. Fighter aircraft and remotely piloted platforms provided continuous overhead coverage as the force prepared to withdraw. As the helicopters lifted off, there were multiple self-defense engagements during the exit phase, all handled under the protective umbrella of the air component. By 3:29 a.m. Eastern Time, the force was back over the water. Nicolas Maduro and his wife were now aboard U.S. aircraft en route offshore. Waiting for them was the USS Iwo Jima, a floating base, a secure platform, the final stage of Operation Absolute Resolve. Helicopters landed on deck, the detainees were transferred aboard, and the ship departed the area, heading away from Venezuelan waters. From that moment on, the operation was complete. An operation that began with more than 150 aircraft launching across the hemisphere had ended on the deck of a single ship. So that's where things stand. An operation months in the making, executed over 5 hours, involving some of the most advanced aircraft in the world, has brought Nicolas Maduro from Caracas to the USS Iwo Jima. The big question now is this: will someone aligned with Maduro step in to take his place, or does this moment mark the beginning of a completely new chapter for Venezuela? That answer isn't clear yet, but one thing is, this was not just a capture. It was a demonstration of coordination, reach, and precision on a global scale. Thank you for watching.
Wow.
If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. I'll see you in the next one.
So that was intense right there, y'all. Very intense. You feel me? So y'all see, man, they got the husband, they got the president and his wife of Nicaragua, Venezuela, in custody on drug charges, and now they finna take that marijuana. I mean, now they finna take the oil. My bad. Yeah, now they finna take the oil. And it's just the beginning, man. I don't know, cause you know that country been living in turmoil over there for some years, bro. It's been poverty over there. It's been all type of ruckus going on over there in the country, man. You know, like I say, that's a country of dictatorship. And, man, it's bad, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, that was the Navy channel. I got that little bit from the Navy channel. Y'all can go watch it if you want to. Well, you know, go over there and shout out, watch the Navy channel. But that's what's going on over there, man, in this world, bro. Like, what y'all think, man? Do you think is it gonna be a war? Do you think they're gonna be retaliating? Do you think, you know, they're gonna commit some type of the terrorist act? We don't know. Well, should we be worried? I think so, but, you know, leave in a comment. Should we be worried about it? What should we do? You know what I mean? Did Trump act out? Should Trump, do you feel they have the evidence to present to the Fed? Do you really think they really have evidence to convict that man? You know, why they only got him and they didn't get nobody else? They don't get no workers. They don't get nothing. All they focus on was him. Ain't nobody else is in custody. I didn't see nobody else get in custody besides him and his wife.